we're here to make some cocktails based on characters from Honkai Star Rail. This video has two of my favorite drinks I've ever made. That is the Firefly and the Black Swan. That tastes like nostalgia. Not everything has to be that complicated to be this good. They made Peggle. Is that a little pretentious? Probably. I'm never gonna stop using Fireball. You're all just gonna have to deal with it. I could drink that all day. My mind was shattered. This time though, don't just take my word for it. Why not take the word of... Hello and welcome back to the Dream Jolt hostelry. Or at least the closest thing you're gonna find on this planet, which is just my kitchen. But I say we skip all the formalities. I know why you're here, you know why I'm here, and if you don't, there's plenty of videos for you to catch up on. But in short, we're here to make some cocktails based on characters from Honkai Star Rail. And if I sound weird in this episode, it's because I'm pretty sure I'm losing my voice. So I have to speak down in this register to project my voice at all. I'm not doing it on purpose. We're just gonna have to live with that. Also, I did get the vest. I hope you're happy now. We're still not at the full cosplay. That video still needs to hit 10K likes. But I'll cut you a deal. It can be that one or this one. If this video hits 10K likes, I'll still get the Gallagher cosplay. One of the two. It's up to you. I also said we were skipping the formalities, so I should probably shut up and just get to it, shouldn't I? So let's hit the ignition and get into our first drink. Now, before we begin, I feel like I should be upfront with you. This video has two of my favorite drinks I've ever made. And I mean that with no hyperbole. Genuinely, I think they're both really cool. And that's why I'm excited to start off with a character right on the cusp of releasing at the time of recording, Firefly. It was actually today that her story animation released, so what better drink to start off with? I do have to admit though, I kind of forgot that she had a Sparkle Jazz Nights drink until after I made this and decided it had to be hers. But hey, at least it's now probably not something you expected. Now this drink initially started as a potential for the Red Dragon for my Dungeon Meshi video, but when I made it, it just clicked instantly. This had to be the Firefly. And I think when you see it and try it for yourself, you'll agree. And it's also a pretty easy recipe. It's only 3 ingredients, you don't have to measure it too carefully, and you don't need any special equipment for it. So if you've been hesitant to start making drinks or trying any of the things I've made in the past, this is the perfect starting point. First, you're gonna start by just filling your glass with ice. Secondly, what's Firefly without the fire? I'm never gonna stop using Fireball. You're all just gonna have to deal with it. We're gonna do approximately 1.5 to 2 ounces of Fireball. Around a shot is all you need. Like I said, we're not measuring these things too carefully. If you have a shot glass, use that. If you know how to eyeball that much, do that. It's not that important. And to prove my point, I'm not even gonna measure this one. You're gonna add a splash of cranberry juice. I like to add about 1/4 to 1/2 ounce, somewhere around there. Finally, there's no way to measure this one. You're just gonna top it off with hard cider. And there you have an absolutely gorgeous little drink with that nice fire-like gradient going from red to orange to yellow. That aesthetic alone is what made me dead set on making this Firefly's drink. Now there are some easy alterations to this drink that you can make, and that's why I call this one Firefly Second Combustion. Because it's dangerous. Because it is just kind of 2 drinks poured on top of each other. It's a shot of Fireball topped with most, if not all, of an entire hard cider. Now it doesn't taste like it's gonna be that strong, but trust me, it sneaks up on you. I mean, it's really good, but maybe you don't want to drink that strong. Then make the Firefly Sam Edition. Just do the same thing, only use normal apple cider instead of hard apple cider. You'll get more or less the same flavor, just without so much of the danger. And then if you want a mocktail, just make the Firefly. Just throw in a splash of cranberry juice and top it with a cinnamon apple cider. There are lots and lots and lots of recipes on how to make a cinnamon apple cider. It's not too complicated. Basically boils down to just heating the apple cider with some cinnamon sticks in it. Then you'll have a mocktail version of more or less the exact same experience. Yeah, but how does it actually taste? Well, the simple answer is very, very good. It's all the refreshing coolness of a summertime beverage with all the cozy flavors of a wintry one. I mean, it is just kind of a cinnamon cran apple cider. Not everything has to be that complicated to be this good. If I were to give you tasting notes, I mean, again, it's just all 3 flavors you'd expect. It's cran apple, It's apple and cinnamon, it's cinnamon and cranberry, it's the taste of being bundled up by a fire, but the feeling of sitting by the poolside. I could drink that all day and never get tired of it. In fact, obviously as you go down, you might get into more of the cinnamon because we didn't stir it too well. Now there's a little bit more cinnamon in it. Do you mind? Okay, now there's a bit more cinnamon coming out because pouring the rest of that cider on kind of makes it all a bit better. But, I mean, it never stops being good. It is as pleasant as Firefly with all the heat of Sam. And if you're not careful, it'll burn you in second combustion. But you know, I keep making these videos, making these drinks, telling you that they're good, telling you what they taste like, and you kind of just have to trust me. This time though, don't just take my word for it. Why not take the word of Penacony's biggest idol?
Hi, I'm Hair Wash Day Alice, and I got to try the Firefly drink early. This is the best glass I had. So let's see. This is actually my first time sipping it, so. Oh, that is actually pretty nice, and I hate alcohol. Oh, wait a minute. Why is it spicy? Oh, the cinnamon, but I can't stop drinking it. This actually tastes really good. This is something, honestly, and hear me out. You could drink it either at Christmas time because of that cinnamony, or, and hear me out, a campfire. And not just because it's Firefly, no. But this literally kind of tastes like I drank a little liquid fire. But not in a bad way. And I mean it, because I'm super picky. This is actually really good. Ignore my Discord. I'm gonna put some more of this in. Oh, too much. Oh. Yeah. It's got an A+ from Alice. This has been me, and I'm going to go down this now. Bye.
And there you have it. That's our Firefly. Now I hope that got you ready, because it's time to dive headfirst into the Memoria. Hey, real quick, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're enjoying it because I know I'm enjoying making it, and by making it, I mean made it. I'm already at the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and do all of the YouTube things. Especially share it with anybody that you know who loves Star Rail, who loves cocktails, who loves, I don't even know at this point. I don't know, put it on at a bar. If you can convince a bar to show this video on their TV, please share that picture with me. That'd actually be really funny. And don't forget that you can become a member where you will get early videos, exclusive videos, all of the stream VODs. I try very hard to make it worth your money, so please consider it. And if you don't want to or can't, that's fine. Just liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing are all very, very helpful. So thank you again so much for watching, and please enjoy the rest of the video. Next up is an interesting cocktail. This is the Black Swan. I actually made this cocktail for the first time on stream. And I remember very vividly that from the very first sip, my mind was shattered. I was left floating through the Memoria. Both these nostalgic flavors and new concepts blended together in my mind, and I was left speechless. And I am very excited to go back in. So first we have to decide what the cocktail is. Where do we want to start? What do we kind of want to base this on? And I ended up deciding on the old-fashioned. In many ways, the old-fashioned, while it is now an old-fashioned cocktail, is kind of this enigmatic idea of what a cocktail should have been back in the day. It's the kind of thing that you would have heard someone say, now, I don't want none of that newfangled, too fancy cocktails with all that mixed in. No, I want an old-fashioned cocktail, the way my grandpappy would have had it. So, in some ways, an old-fashioned is kind of a history fictionologist's retelling of what cocktails used to be. That became the norm, became what everybody's memory of what an old-fashioned should be. But memories are memories nonetheless, as flawed as they may be. So, much like a light cone, the fact that the old-fashioned has found a place in history and has remained more or less exactly the same throughout the years is already pretty remarkable. So it felt like kind of the perfect idea to take this kind of weird amalgamation concept of what a cocktail is and its weird history and use that for a memo keeper. This take is really inspired by How to Drink's video on Old Fashions, where he kind of breaks down the formula of what makes an old fashioned which basically boils down to 2 parts of a strong liquor, half to a quarter part of something sweet, some bitters, and some citrus. And so from there, we have to start thinking about what makes this the Black Swan. Well, the easiest answer is to use something that already says black on it, black rum. So let's go ahead and throw a rock in there. And like we already said, we're following the basic recipe of an old fashioned, just with none of the typical parts of one. So we're gonna start with 2 ounces of our black rum. So when coming up with this idea and trying to figure out what would come next, what our sweet component would be, I smelled our black rum, I gave it a little taste, and I was instantly reminded of something. That funk reminded me of one very particular flavor. And it honestly was just kind of a coincidence that it also had black in the name. Yeah, the funkiness from that rum reminded me quite a bit of our coffee liqueur, Mr. Black. So we're gonna go for half an ounce of that coffee liqueur. So there's our strong, our sweet, now we just need the bitters. And as we've discussed in other videos, coffee is a flavor cousin to chocolate. So we're gonna throw in the typical 2 dashes of this Aztec chocolate bitters. And for the citrus, we're not doing anything too crazy. We're just gonna stick with an orange peel. Give it a stir. Ideally, you would have stirred it before the orange peel, but I forgot, so. And there you have a Black Swan. This wow. That is exactly as weird as I remember. Oh, I love this drink. That tastes like nostalgia. That tastes like you've lived through every phase of your life. I'm gonna warn you, this is about to be the weirdest tasting notes I've ever given. It starts sweet and citrusy, but then moves into almost a cherry cola pop cap. Not pop cap, I've made this mistake before. They made Peggle. Bottle cap. It's either the cola or the cherry cola bottle cap flavor. And I'm back in my hometown as a kid. It's summer. I'm out on the street playing with the other kids in the neighborhood. We got candy and we're enjoying it. Riding our bikes. And then it moves into a hotel breakfast. I'm sitting in the hotel dining room, waiting for my turn to use the waffle maker. The smell of coffee is in the air. I've tried a little sip because I'm still a little too young to enjoy it. As much as I didn't like it then, there was something oddly alluring about it. There's something adult about that feeling of coffee that you can't quite escape as a child. And then it rounds out into a cocktail. That flavor of sitting at the bar, having yourself a little after-work treat. Now I'm in a recliner. I've come to love the taste of coffee. Well, I'm not even sure if I love it, I just know that I enjoy having it every morning. This is what mentally marks the start of my day, and so I can't really have a morning without it. And at the very end, we're back to the cherry cola. Somebody handed me a bottle cap, and even in my old age, it takes me right back to being a kid. Being out on the street, hanging out with the neighborhood kids, riding our bikes that summer. That's a life experience in a glass. I don't know how else to describe it to you. If you want real flavors, I guess you can say that cherry cola bottle cap, coffee, Tootsie Roll for a second, that kind of orangey chocolate from Tootsie Roll, back into the cherry cola. But to do that feels almost wrong. Yeah, that's what I'm tasting. That's not how I feel when I drink this. And I think it does a disservice to the Black Swan to try and boil down experience into such base components. It's about living and experiencing each moment and trying to solidify them in your mind. Is that a little pretentious? Probably. But to be quite frank with you, that's the way this drink makes me feel. As much as I love piecing apart every other cocktail I've made, from the very first moment I tasted this, that is the most prevalent thought that entered my mind. This is a drink best experienced, not tasted. It left me speechless then, and in many senses it's leaving me that way again. It is the taste of nostalgia from every phase of your life, even those you've never lived. It is getting to taste all the comfort that has been and that will be. That is the Black Swan. That is a memo keeper in a glass. I have no other words for it outside of it's good. And that is the Firefly and the Black Swan. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all of the YouTube things, and share it with everyone that you know who loves Honkai Star Rail, who loves Firefly or Black Swan or cocktails or the concept of memes. I forgot to even mention that part. I love Black Swan because she knows what a meme actually is. I saw in a chat one time somebody said meme game definition. No, that's just what an actual meme is. Memes were a word before cat pictures took them over. Memes are an actual thing to study. It is my college degree. Please, God, don't take this from me, internet. But I digress. And please don't forget that you can also become a member where you will get early access to videos, exclusive videos, all of the stream VODs. I've been streaming a lot more. So if you miss them, becoming a member will let you watch all of the stream VODs that you want, as embarrassing as they may be. And again, a huge thank you to Alice for appearing in this video. She is fantastic, and if you love Star Rail, you have no excuse not to follow her. So please do so on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all the places where Alice's can be found, all of which can be found in the description down below. So one last time, thank you again so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. These really are two of my favorite drinks I've ever made. I think they both taste really good and are really cool. And again, there are even options for whether you want to drink a lot, a little, or not at all if you want to drink the Firefly. So if you try any of these cocktails, please let me know what you think down below. If you have any other ideas, if you want to see me cover other games like Genshin Impact or Zenless Zone Zero, I do have a lot of cool stuff planned for the future, so you really do want to subscribe and ring that bell so that you don't miss it. And as always, life's like a good brew, full-bodied and sweet. My friends, indulge yourselves.